We're here in Beijing at the iconic Bird's Nest Stadium, and behind me is the also iconic Xpeng G9. It's currently the Beijing Auto Show, and Xpeng have showcased their latest in AI and technology developments. Now I want to find out, what does that mean for us and what does that mean for future mobility? I'm joined here today by my friend Roger Atkins, and of course I have to join him by wearing my cowboy hat as well.
Very good, Elliot. Yeah, welcome to, well, the East. The West goes East. I can't believe it. I haven't been here for 5 years.
Yeah.
The first Beijing show I came to was 2016. It's as crazy, busy, mad as it always was. Well, certainly was back then. But let's talk about the car, because you know a bit about this, more than I do in truth.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Xpeng G9. It's been out for almost a couple of years now. It's the flagship model, I think, at the moment, big
Right.
SUV. 5 seats, all of the latest technology packed inside, and this is the latest model. So it's got super fast charging. It's got the AI smart assistant where you can talk to it and it can do things for you. So this is kind of the latest and greatest in technology from China.
Right, now you mentioned it's got fast charging. A couple of questions. How fast?
So this G9, in 5 minutes, you can get 200 kilometers more range in 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes?
Yes.
Wow. I know, look, I drive an EV. That's a variable. Depends on state of charge, the heat of the battery, whether you're preconditioned, ambient temperature, etc. But if that's a kind of, well, that's a benchmark for people, that sounds pretty fast.
So Roger, this car actually came in first place in the Norwegian testing standards. So they tested how fast cars can charge, and this one was at the very top of the list.
If you're impressive in Norway, you're impressive everywhere.
There you go.
Yeah, very good. Where does it charge? Has it got its own?
So Xpeng have their own charging network. It's all around China. There's one just behind you over there, and it's super easy. You just roll up and you just plug it in. So Roger, we're charging 800 volts. So it's pretty rapid, isn't it?
Yes, pretty quick. It's pretty easy.
And I think in about 2 minutes, we've added 38 kilometers of range.
Wow. Let's keep talking. 100 kilometers then. Yeah, very good. Well, we're next to the Bird's Nest. So,
Yes.
I mean, how far away is it? We're going to go to the show again after this.
So the show is probably about 20 kilometers away. So already we've doubled what we actually need. So we can get there and back
Perfect.
after 3 minutes of charge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible.
You know, anyone who's got an EV, this is the joyous thing when you get in and you see it charging up fast. The beauty then is you can do some emails, you can get some work done.
Anything which makes the charging experience easier will help the transition to electric vehicles in the future. So faster charging, easier charging, so you just plug it in. We just plugged it in here.
Yeah.
No apps, no scanning, just plug it in and go.
Yeah.
And I think anything which makes it easier and quicker is key to the switch.
Wow.
Look, 75 kilometers and we've been speaking for what, 3 or 4 minutes?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Especially on a, 48, 50%
Yeah,
SoC.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've seen the tech in here, and it's so advanced.
Yes.
I mean, it's all in Chinese, but you can tell straight away, you know, the graphics, the interaction with the Xiaopi, it's just so easy.
Yeah.
And when we try XNGP, the self-driving later, within about 90 seconds, you'll be like, oh, this is just quite normal. Just get used to it.
I can't wait for that. Let's go and do that then.
All right, sounds good.
I'm impressed you're driving here in Beijing.
Yeah, I mean, driving in China has changed a lot, I think, over the last few years, especially now with self-driving and, you know, NGP systems like this. Just makes it so much easier, more relaxing. The system they've built here has developed a lot over the last few years. So I first drove it, I think, 2 years ago, and it was a bit nervous. It wasn't very confident in overtaking and stuff, but now it feels like a normal driver, like natural driving.
Yeah.
And so this is a LiDAR-based system, and they can see up to 1.8 football fields away.
Wow.
So they can see further than I can see.
That could be quite useful, especially.
And especially like in China, you've got, I mean, you mentioned earlier, there's so many bikes, electric bikes and things like that. So it's very difficult to be able to see everything because they just pop out like this, right?
Or as I heard someone explain it to me when it comes to dealing with all this, it's a very dynamic situation.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
So I'm no longer driving. I'm not doing anything. My feet are off the pedals. I'm just got my hand around the steering wheel.
I didn't see the gap.
No.
Can't notice the difference. How did you engage that? What did you do?
So I just went down 2 times on this thing here, on the stalk.
Okay.
And then that was it.
Okay.
So now you can see Like that can see cars I can't see,
Yeah.
and cars on the other side.
Yeah, I'm looking at that screen and then that.
Yeah.
So we're just going to go by that Neo there.
Yeah.
There's a car just to our left there. I don't need to look in the mirror, but I can see it in your mirror.
Camera car. Now we're braking for the lights. I'm not doing anything.
Right.
I think it's only a matter of time before things like buses, for example, will be self-driven in city areas, for example, and it'll be using systems similar to this. Because this now can read every road in China. 5.2 million kilometers of roads can be driven self-driving now.
But I mean, it's pretty sophisticated, isn't it?
Yeah, I went to the self-driving engineering room, and there's hundreds of people been working on this for years and years, to the point now where it's finally coming out onto the market and it's learning every day. So every trip every user does, it learns, it improves and adapts.
Yeah, because you think, well, all of that R&D cost, where's that return on investment?
So the first company to fully commercialize that as a unit that you can buy off the shelf will be worth billions. So
Right.
for example, what Xpeng have done now with this unlimited NGP is basically have a system which can be used anywhere in the world, because you don't need to pre-map the city.
Right.
That's where the big opportunity.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tech race then, isn't it?
And a really good example of that, Xpeng have their tie-up with VW at the moment. So VW's first car, Xpeng, will be based on this platform, this very platform that we're sitting on today.
And do you know what? Combination of Volkswagen, who have got many, many talents, very large company, lots of things they're very good at. So I think it's quite astute of Volkswagen to partner with what you're suggesting to me then is one of the, if not the advanced company in this work.
Very much so. It can't just be this standalone system. It's got to be something that works with, the car, for example, the voice control. It's got to be smarter than just being a LiDAR unit with self-driving.
Right.
I mean, there's many companies working on the same challenge, right?
Mm.
The race is on. So I know that Xpeng has plans, well, they're already going overseas.
Yeah.
What do you think Chinese automakers or people like Xpeng need in order to be successful overseas?
So I think some of it is a cultural thing. But I think ultimately, once people see and touch and feel product that is at the right price, that can do the right job, then that's what will win out.
I agree.
That's just how it is. I don't think it's legislation. I just think it's consumer choice. And
I agree. Because the tech, the safety, the features, everything's already there.
Yeah.
It's here now, right? We're in it, we're experiencing it. It's just a case of getting it in the hands of consumers so they can see it and try it and experience it themselves.
Yeah.
Do you notice how it just cut into this lane then? It was quite aggressive.
I almost didn't, to be honest.
Well, there you go. You've already got used to it.
Yeah.
Did you know we were self-driving?
No.
Oh, there you go.
No, I'd forgotten.
There you go.
It's just...
But the fact, I think, that you didn't notice the transition between self-driving and me driving says a lot, right? I think
that's the problem.
so. What's happening now is the gap between self-driving cars and perhaps someone who's quite sleepy. That gap is very close now.
I think the word's exponentiality, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's exponential progress.
So it's interesting, the screen showing him with his hazard warning lights on.
Wow, I hadn't noticed.
And his brake lights.
You're
So when he's
right.
braking, it will show up red on here as he's braking.
Same over there, that car, yeah.
And I can't even see that car.
Good grief. So personally speaking, I reckon someone like myself, if I'm driving a lot in this sort of environment in a big city, this is where I'd love to have this.
So we hear a lot about AI and technology. So do you think AI specifically will play a role within, driving?
Yeah.
Do you think that will play an important part?
There's a phrase, necessity is the mother of invention. And I think there's necessity comes out of, those demographics, the increasing challenge of driving, especially in metropolitan areas, mega cities, call them what you will. Anything that helps people have less stress in their lives, that makes things easier and makes things safer. So I think on all those aspects, we should do it. We shouldn't just do it for fun. I don't like the gimmicky side of it. It should be a functionality that helps you.
Yeah, it's useful.
Yeah, there's useful. So there's lots of inventions and people coming up with ideas with solutions for problems that didn't exist. So I think you've got to reflect on what problem are we solving? Why is that important? Why will it make a difference?
Yeah. So I think what we've experienced today is AI, intelligent driving. It feels like the future to me. I mean, how have you felt about today?
3 words, Elliot. Wow, wow, wow.
I mean, thank you, Roger, for coming. It's been a wonderful experience. It does feel like the future's here already, and I'm really excited to see what happens with Xpeng in the very, very near future.